to the Longhorns. We've got a top 25 matchup on hand. Two of the premier teams in the land looking to make a statement that will resonate. As we'll see the number 18 team in the country, the Oklahoma State Cowboys, taking on the third-ranked team in the land, the Texas Longhorns. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. And the Longhorns will kick it away to start us off. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. They challenge this crowd to bring the energy, and I'd say they're doing that. Out of the gun to give to the back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. So, guys, over the last few years, there have been seismic changes to college football. Realignment, name, image, and likeness. But one of the biggest changes, the transfer portal.
Yeah, and now guys that are unhappy or in a situation where they see something that they'd rather be in, now you can leave, and there is no penalty. So a lot of recruiting, Jesse, on other people's teams that go on throughout a season.
Yeah, it's 365, and it's a lot of pressure on.
And that ball is picked off. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
It's a defense that prides themselves on taking the football away. They believe they could impact this game with turnovers, and they get an interception on the opening drive. It wasn't a big return, but that doesn't matter. They stole a possession, and that is huge for their confidence.
Great spot to start this drive for the offense. From the gun, give on the inside. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
They're trying to run the football, and there's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
Third play of the drive, and they need to make something happen here on 3rd and long. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. Got enough space, and he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Longhorns! They draw first blood, and that is exactly what you want to open the season with a drive like that. And the PAT makes it 7-0.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback and wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Oklahoma State has it back, and the offense is on the field. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No.
And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line.
Man, a lot of coaches talk about starting the drive positive and the first play that can get you going. The QB just kept backing up and going backwards, and that is not the start to the drive they were looking for.
The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Looking for a man. It's Bowman. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
This defense has a lot of speed, especially in the secondary, and you saw that speed. That defender got to that receiver so quick, and because of the hit, incomplete pass.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. He's going to go down, and he's in his own end zone. It's going to be safety.
You could tell the defense smelled it. They knew exactly where they were on the field, put the pressure on him, got him down in the end zone. Safety, baby.
Looks it all the way in, and now turns his attention upfield.
And your Texas Longhorns will take over. 1st and 10.
The Longhorns sending the offense back onto the field. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
On 2nd down, wants to throw it. Blasted as he lets it go. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Well, this defense felt coming into the game that if he was going to try to throw from the pocket, they could get to him and affect his accuracy, and they did on that last play.
Ball is at the 41 as this defense tries to force the punt on 3rd and long. Fast motion from the offense. Little touch pass to the receiver. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop.
Well, in that down and distance, you're probably expecting him to throw it way down the field to get the first. Instead, they go push pass, and they did catch the defense off guard. And even though that was a big explosive play, David, they still didn't have enough yards to get it.
Well, and catch me off guard is relative. That's what you would say, the offensive player. I would say, listen, we're playing a little bit deeper because we're not going to give up a first down. We react to the short stuff, and obviously that's a quick, easy pass from the offense. Rally up, make the play, live to fight another day.
The Longhorns will line it up on 1st and 10. Power football with the run. Discards a man. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. Now, a couple of times historically that the SEC has reached into the Big 12 during an expansion era, and the Big 12 would love to land a blow on the field here in this one.
Yeah, and I think there probably is some of that with the Big 12. A lot of these teams, they used to be in our conference, and you've kind of ruined what we had built. So we got a chance now to make a dent in this, to show you, like, we're not just your, like, little recruiting system and little farm team, Jesse. Like, we're a real conference that wants to come out and make a statement.
I agree, David. I think the Big 12 throughout the years here recently has done a good job reloading and bringing in good quality programs with a lot of talented football players and those wide-open, up-tempo, high-scoring offenses that can give any SEC defense problems.
Ball spins away. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
Well, with the weapons this offense has, you knew it was just a matter of time in the run game before someone was going to break a long one. They'd just been running into a wall. They just couldn't seem to find their creases and get enough movement up front, but they finally got it there, picking up the first. Let's see what happens next.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Texas!
I think you love starting the year off with some momentum, and that's exactly what this offense is doing. They're firing on all cylinders, defense doing their job as well. This team getting out the gates to start the season in great fashion.
And he did get that extra point through the slippery surface, no problem. That drive covered 55 yards for the score. And they finished it with a beautiful 15-yard run for the score. It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an
just destroying his way through the field. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play.
And this guy is elite. There's a reason why he starts in this offense. You just saw the speed and the open field running ability on that last play. And this is a guy that is going to be key to the entire season for this offense.
They're bringing heat. And the defense gets to the quarterback.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
Back to the ground game on the left. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. Coming after it. And the quarterback is snowed under. The Cowboys will line up to punt it away. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Texas 16, Oklahoma State 0.
And the Cowboys send out the punt unit. He'll settle for some pretty good field position and make the fair catch at around the 35. So now the Longhorns take over and they'll send out the offense. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
Stuck with a running game on first down. Now here they come again. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Back to pass, it's Manning. Oh, he's going to try to hit him over the top. Pulls it in inside the 10. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be first and goal.
And that play is going to just ignite this offense. You got to take a shot. You want to be aggressive. What an individual effort here by the receiver hauling in that catch.
The explosive play set the table. Now they got to serve the feast. They'll keep it on the ground for first and goal. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Longhorn!
It hasn't taken very long this season to just see how scary this offense is. They wanted to be aggressive coming out to start this season, and you've seen that with the play calling on this drive. It does not take these guys with their speed very long to score. Watch out. This unit has a chance to be special.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, let's get you up to speed on what's going down in this fun college football game today. Air Force is currently ahead in this one, but they may need to rev up an F-16 if they want to turn this into a blowout today. They're up by 7 over the Astronauts. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this college football matchup.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Oklahoma State has it back and the offense is on the field. They've gotten nothing done so far, and they already find themselves in a 3-possession hole, Jesse.
Yeah, and as a head coach, you're wondering, what didn't I say? What didn't I do to get my team ready to go? Because we look like we're sleepwalking at this point.
Nothing went well in the first quarter. You just say refresh. Like, let's try to find a way now. Chip into this lead. Try to make it something.
And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
What a great job by this defense setting the tone early. In the first half, they've been hitting the quarterback early and often. Make him feel uncomfortable. Make him feel that pressure. Keep getting him on the ground. That's why they built a lead.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And the pass is intercepted. Didn't find much room on the return, but now they are in business and poised to strike from the 25.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
To the ground with the back. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
The big defensive tackles in the middle, they're not always the best pass rushers, but they are strong, and I say country strong. They put their hands on you, you feel it. They lock people out on the line of scrimmage. They create separation. They wrap running backs up, and usually they don't get out of the midst of those big boys.
Using his legs, it's Baxter. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one.
Okay, ready?
And now on 2nd down for this offense. Right back to him on the ground. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down.
Well, the defense may have been caught off guard a little bit on that play. It was 2nd and long. They weren't expecting the run. So now we've got 3rd and manageable, and they've got to be wondering to themselves, is this offense going to try to run the ball again here?
Facing 3rd and long from the 21 and hoping not to settle for a field goal. Off the RPO, complete. And he was knocked down immediately short of the line to gain. They'll have to make a decision here. They'll send out the kicker to try to salvage this drive. And this one only 35 yards out, but not straight away. This one from the left hash. And the try is no good. And the missed field goal leaves the lead at 23.
Texas, 23. Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. They just haven't been able to get anything going, and they better get started or it's going to get away from them, David.
Yeah, and these are the weeks that you really wish that you were playing a video game, and you could just reset the console, start over, Jesse, and make something better happen early.
They just look like they're sleepwalking in this 1st half, and it's not just one guy. They just haven't been playing collectively as a unit. And if I'm the head coach, I'm considering starting to give some other dudes some chances.
Oh, it's out! Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover. Couldn't ask for better field position for this offense. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. Scanning the field, it's Manning. Fires to the big fella. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the 1st down. Ever since they invented the forward pass, the tight ends have been running the drag and getting the 1st down.
I think it's because the tight ends is so much versatility. You know, they can block and stay in the formation, or they can release and come.
And into the end zone. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Texas!
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times, touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
Texas.
He'll bring it out. It's Green. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Oklahoma State has it back, and the offense is on the field. These guys have taken some body blows in the 1st half, and now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into halftime.
Reese, they got to respond now. They got to put points on the board right here, cut into this deficit, create a little bit of momentum because this one's going to get out of hand otherwise.
Yeah, there are a lot of offenses out there that might just say, okay, let's just regroup and figure it out. This offense doesn't have time to do that. They've got to be aggressive. They've got to throw it downfield. They've got...
And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His third interception of the day. Touchdown, Longhorn! A great return for the touchdown. Any return for a touchdown is a great one to a defense. Look, a lot of time left. There's a little bit of distance right now being put on the scoreboard.
There is, but it's so awesome when you're a defense and you study all week about what's coming and what routes to be ready for, and then you jump the route and you make the plays and you just go get in that end zone. It is so beautiful.
He'll bring it out. It's Green. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. They find themselves in a pretty deep hole here, but maybe a chance to grab a little momentum and regroup at halftime.
Yeah, a big chance. Like this is an opportunity. This is the biggest opportunity in front of them in the game right now. You got to get some points on the board. You got to create something positive, Jesse. There hasn't been a whole lot to be positive about in the first half.
If I'm playing quarterback, I'm locating my go-to.
Another interception. That's his fourth of the day. And he will roll into the end zone. Touchdown, Texas! Look, I know it's only the second quarter, but we're starting to see a pretty significant gap develop between these two teams right now.
No doubt. When your defense is scoring, your offense is scoring, good things happening for your ball club. This defense on point, reading their scouting report, making big plays.
They're lining up to kick it off after the pick six, and that defense will come out feeling it. On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Oklahoma State has it back, and the offense is on the field. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen, so you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
Starting this drive like that is exactly what they'd hoped for. Now 1st and 10 from the 40. Pressure coming. Moves around to clear up the vision. On the move, he fires. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Yeah, and because of the pressure, the defense gets pressure on him immediately so quickly that he makes a bad decision, tries to throw it into double coverage. Really nice job pressuring the quarterback up front.
Caught on the outside. It's 4. And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain.
A nice job by the defense there tackling the catch and smothering the tight end. They know this offense is going to try to find him in the passing game in a lot of different situations. That time, perfect coverage, and nice job bringing the big guy down. Not easy to do.
And that is his 5th interception, a nightmare he is not waking up from. Looking for more room. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Longhorns! What a great play by the defense and paying it off with the interception return. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, then thought, don't get caught, and he didn't. The pick 6.
These guys can play offense, too. Now, look at this. I showed you I could be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play, but defense, great job making the interception, and you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back, brother.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Green. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. Now you find out just how much of a gunslinger you are. Will you roll the dice here late in the half, David?
And you know the defense is going to be really, really conservative, so I think it's an opportunity to be able to take a shot, see how much of a chunk you can get before then you decide really, Jesse, how you want to finish the half.
Just can't turn it over and throw a pick if you're the quarterback here. You have got to be so smart if you're going to be aggressive with your decision-making.
That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
With the score, Texas 51, Oklahoma State 0.
The Cowboys will line up to kick off and start the second half.
Texas.
Just into the end zone, and he'll bring it out. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. Looking for a man. It's Manning. Makes the grab over the middle. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
That's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
Looking for room. It's Baxter. And they're going to lose yardage there. The defense completely owning the front.
Nice job by this defense. Listen, you got to understand, they're going to run the football. They're going to try to milk the clock, Jesse. They got the huge lead.
Haven't been a lot of good plays for this defense in this game so far, so can they build on that one? Can they create some turnovers here in the second half to get back in this game?
Handoff from the gun. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down.
Fourth down.
The Longhorns will try to pin them back with the punt.
To kick it away.
Slips through the line. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. Oklahoma State has it back, and the offense is on the field. The give on the inside. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down.
You got to feel good for this kid, too. He worked so hard this past offseason to put himself in position to be the starting running back, and he's got a lot of skill, guys. He's got speed, open field running ability. I think he's going to be a big part of the offense this season.
He wants to take the top off. He caught it, and he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah, and this offense needs a spark, man. Down big. Listen, it's game one. It's not the end of the world, but we got a deficit. Got to put some drives together. Nice drive here. Now the defense needs to do their part because they got to put this thing in turbo.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Terrific showdown this week, guys. Let's take a look at what's going on. Rice has the lead right now, but they haven't been able to separate themselves just yet inside this building that hosted Super Bowl 8. They're up by 11 over Sam Houston. For now, it's back to you fellas, but of course, if anything changes, we'll see it right here.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. And here comes the Texas offense back on the field. They missed an opportunity to extend this lead the last time they had it, Jesse.
Yeah, they got to be able to regain that momentum, right? Go back to what was working earlier on in this one. And, David, to me, that starts with being the more physical team.
Oh, I definitely agree. Being the more physical team, but understanding the situation of the game. You're still winning. You got the football back. Now put a nice drive together and execute.
And here comes the offense on second down. Motion by the back forces the defense to adjust. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
Well, that defender just was better in his one-on-one on the pass rush. He does a great job beating the offensive lineman to get to the QB.
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Pulls and fired complete. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. The Longhorns will call on their punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Bringing it back, it's Presley. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. And how about the kicking game coming up with a play? A dynamic, explosive return. The sliver of daylight exploding through it, just vaporizing and reappearing on the other side and housing it.
And punt returners are so quick. You can play touch football in an elevator with them and lose. You can't even get your hand on those. So quick, so elusive. Does such a great job making people miss, but still going full speed up the field to get all the way to the end zone and score the TD.
Here comes the Texas offense. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
And still a few inches short of the sticks as they come to the line for 2nd down. The give to the back. They get him on the ground, but it's a 1st down.
It's hard to stop Greg Lewis. It really is. That's why you run the football consistently. You got a big offensive line, a big physical unit. You run the football like this, man, it will take a toll later. But you got to tackle this guy over and over again who has this ability to make people miss and make big plays.
Now on 1st down from the 43-yard line. They'll give it to the back. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
You've got to have that defense you know you can go to in running situations. Your base defense where you say, okay, this is where I'm going to start, and I'm going to stop the run, stuff it up front. My guys play big up front. Then if I need to add some blitzes to it later on down the road, I can. But great job in the base defense making a play.
Quarterback checking the play. To throw, it's Manning. Feeling some heat. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
And these edge rushers, man, they're so athletic nowadays. They can get to the quarterback, bend that corner so quickly, get him on the ground before he knows what hits him. How about that defensive end and that speed off the edge?
I'm not positive, but that 1st down marker might be in the next county.
3:25.
On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there.
3rd and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, 4th down.
He'll bring it back. It's Presley. And the returner will be brought down. Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. There's certainly still a hill to climb, but they've got to make sure these drives pay off. Got a touchdown last time. Can they back it up here?
Well, and it's amazing in a football game how sometimes they'll surprise you with what you do. Once you get settled, you realize what's going on. Now, I'm comfortable with it. Jesse, this offense looked comfortable on its last drive.
They sure did. It looked like they started to find some momentum. So now it's on this defense to stop that, all right? You're a little bit upset based on what just happened the previous drive. You've got to bow up again and go back to what was working earlier in this game.
Let's go.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. Texas 51, Oklahoma State 14.
Now facing a third down as they come back to the line after the break. They'll try to get the first through the air. Spins away from the defense. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. Third down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
Yeah, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide, and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
And the catch was one thing, and the run even better. A big pickup on that one.
And a great job by the QB, finding the running back, getting the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the first down.
And the Cowboys look to keep this drive humming. Back to throw, it's Bowman. He looks that one in nicely. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
This offense has their work cut out for them, man, because the coverage has been so tight. And if you're not throwing to the sideline or you're not getting past the sticks, this defense is going to tackle you inbounds like they just did on that last play and bleed the clock.
Across the 25, he's got room. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Pistols firing, touchdown Cowboys.
And this has been a rough day for this offense, and finally, some good things to happen. Build some momentum maybe for the future. You know, that's the way the coaches spin it when you're getting beat up and you're getting destroyed. Like, listen, let's find something for the future. Let's keep fighting. Let's keep working. This team's done that and put some points on the board, so it's not all bad.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive.
Texas.
On the move from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. And here come the horns. They've got it again on offense. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of there, you-know-whats.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now. He's been playing so much. He's not used to this. This offense, they just got to stay on the field. They've got to put a drive together and get some balance going, running and throwing the ball.
On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there.
And it's just simple. Simple first down run, showing your physicality, setting your offense up in a good spot.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Makes the grab down the middle. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
They've got it at the 41, 3rd and short, trying to keep the chains moving. They wrestle him to the ground, but he's got ready for a first down.
Well, they came into this game today knowing that this guy was going to have to leave his mark in this one, toting the rock, and he's done that. He's come up with some big plays, and he continues to do that here late at a juncture where they've got to continue running it if they're going to win.
Maybe this will breathe a little life into this offense, which has been flatlined in the second half. Here's 1st and 10. And he steps out of bounds after a nifty run and picking up a first down.
And this is exactly what you want to do when you're on offense. You have the lead, you want to chew the clock, keep the ball on the ground, keep that thing just ticking, Palmer.
They're just imposing their will, David, and that's something that we've seen, I think, all game. Up front, they've been the more physical team. They're the ones that's getting push and that's getting movement, and it's carrying over all the way here deep into the 4th quarter.
Can anyone catch him? Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
It's so hard for a defense to have to stop plays like that because it really forces you to play with great eye discipline. You see the pre-snap motion. Defense doesn't know if he's just running across the field and he's going to run a route, if he's going to block, or if he has the football. That time, he was able to outflank the defense and hurt them to get that first down.
Hey, 5 to 6 yards a pop. I don't know if you guys are really good at math, but that usually equals a first down every couple carries. So don't forget about the run game. Keep them honest. Pound that rock.
Pulls and throws off the RPO. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
Game one, you want to come out, put drives like that together, score a bunch of points, and especially at home. Give your home crowd something to get excited about. They have today. They've been jacked up, and they're going to go 1-0.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll start the return inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21.
We'll take over. First and 10.
Oklahoma State has it back, and the offense is on the field. Looking downfield, it's Bowman. And he's thrown another interception. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
The number one objective for a defense is to make the offense one-dimensional. Well, when they're trailing by this much late in the game, they're one-dimensional. They have to pass the football. We can bring more speed on the field. You see it. We know you're throwing the football. Nice break on the football. Nice interception. This one's almost winning.
The offense starts with a short field. They'll run it. It's Baxter. Keeps those legs churning for 3 yards. He's down at the 9.
And these RPOs always put the defense in a bind. But listen, you give up the run, they get a short little gain. No harm, no foul.
Second down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. Going to work in the red zone. They can pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. He'll run it again. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup.
And I'm a fan of this, man. Run the football, eat the clock. We got the lead. This offense has put together a nice day, man. Like, just balance, rhythm, timing, play calling, everything has worked. That's why they've built this lead. They've had a great day today.
Got it! Touchdown, Texas! And the pummeling has started. This dude is lighting it up for the Horns, and some old-school Horn fans starting to think about that 500-yard, 4-touchdown day Vince Young had against Oklahoma State.
Bringing back great memories, and there's been some good runs at quarterback. You think about Colt McCoy, too, man. He put up some serious numbers, some serious wins. Can this be the next guy to catapult this offense, to bring Texas back to prominence?
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown.
Texas.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. This thing got out of hand on them, but they'll try to finish with some pride here.
And this one was a beatdown. And there's nothing you can do about it because this one's over. Jesse, now we got to start progressing for next week, for the rest of this season, so we don't let one bad game turn into 2.
Yeah, there are very few teams out there that won't watch game film, but they may want to skip this one. I mean, because it may hurt their confidence. They just need to turn.
And here's a fumble way behind the line. How about that alert play from the defense to scoop it up? And the quarterback just couldn't bring himself to pull the trigger and get rid of the ball, and they knock it free.
So let's give the secondary tons of credit, right, Reese? They were doing an outstanding job in the back end, in coverage, not allowing any receivers open, and that's why the QB had to keep holding it and keep holding it. That allowed the pass rush to get to him, and that created the turnover.
And how about this? You get to start a drive with a 1st and goal. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. And the quarterback takes a knee. It's still 3rd and goal. Don't want to risk anything here. The quarterback takes a knee. Waited so long to start the season, and just the way you want to start, getting that first victory.
And the first games are so much fun. You've been practicing against each other over and over all through camp. Now you get to come out, start the season off 1-0, Jesse. Great start.
It was a great start for the winning team. Now, for the losing team, obviously not the way you want to get into this season. There were some mistakes with execution, and guys are going to have to do a better job individually. But that's why you play the games. You get to now go back to the drawing board, get back on the practice field, try and iron out these wrinkles. It's a long season ahead. A lot to play for.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.